Just a few days back, the former flagship of the Indian Navy, our first aircraft carrier, the legendary INS Vikrant, was hauled to a breaking yard where she's being ripped apart and reduced to scrap. Halfway across the world, in the UK, the Distinguished Flying Cross of the man considered the father of the Indian Air Force is up for auction. The government of India doesn't bid. What's the link, you ask? Well, consider this. Do we as a nation pay lip service to the memory of our war vets and symbols of our military past? But before we get into our debate this evening, here's a study in contrast on how war vets and the military past are respected in the United Kingdom. Rahul Joglekar reports.
Jumbo Majumdar was called the father of the Indian Air Force. His heroism in Burma and Europe won him 2 Distinguished Flying Cross medals, the first Indian to be given this award. 70 years after his death, here they are in England, up for auction. Why?
I wanted them in the hands of a serious collector who would value them, rather than just leaving them in the house. No, if they'd been left in my house and when I die, I think people would have come and claimed them or fought amongst themselves for it, maybe.
Do you think the Indian government should be bidding for an item like this?
I wish they had bid for it, but they didn't. So I don't know the reason why.
In contrast to India's attitude to preserving its wartime history, the UK celebrates and displays it. Look at the HMS Belfast, a decommissioned ship now a museum in the middle of London. Or Trafalgar Square, named after the Battle of Trafalgar. Politicians or thinkers aren't immortalized in stone here. It's military men in uniform who put their lives on the line for the country. All across London, you'd see many structures and constructions that commemorate and celebrate this country's participation in war and peace across the world and across the centuries. Just a short distance away is the Imperial War Museum, a museum that has painstakingly collated the names of soldiers who died during both world wars. Many of them are Indian names. Recently, Sikh historians held an exhibition to raise awareness about Indian soldiers who fought in World War I. 1 in 6 men who fought the war were Indian. One of them, Hardeep Singh Malik, the first Indian ever to fly in the Air Force. Historians believe these stories have been forgotten in both countries.
After independence, the British themselves have forgotten about the effort of the British Indian Army and of India in general in helping the war contribution. But then secondly, the issues, I think, in India itself, the independence movement and the way that those who fought for the British are viewed. There's almost an embarrassment that these men fought for the British.
Can India do more to protect and celebrate its imperial military history? Also, is the medal priced at £20,000 or roughly 20 lakh rupees really worth it? For now, the highest bid in the auction was £15,500 and it remains unsold. With Vishnu Som in Delhi, Rahul Joglekar in London for NDTV.